Welcome back into Buckeye Beat. I'm Noah Weiskopf, joined here as always by Tyler Danburg. The Buckeyes secured their second top five win of 2024 this past Saturday with their dominating win over Indiana. It seems like a common theme of the season, but there were some nervous vibes amongst the crowd after Indiana marched down the field on its first drive, and then Ohio State's offense was stopped on fourth down inside the Hoosier 5-yard line. But after that, the Buckeyes really seemed to come alive. Offensively, Will Howard started the game 14 of 14 through the air, found Emeka Egbuka for the first touchdown. Howard has really been an unsung hero of the season so far, Tyler. Coming in, Ohio State needed him to just distribute and not be Superman, but he's as close as you can get to being a superhero at this point. Howard has amassed an 80% completion rate in 6 different games this year, a program and personal record. And of course, Caleb Downs returned a punt, 79 yards for a touchdown, as he continues to prove why he's not only one of the best defenders in college football, but also one of the best overall players. Tyler, this defense, though, on Saturday, they were all over the place.
Cody Simon and the Buckeyes defense had themselves a day. Simon, the reigning Big Ten Co-Defensive Player of the Week, 10 tackles, career high 2.5 sacks, and a forced fumble. The Buckeyes, as a defensive unit, they had 5 sacks, which tied a season high. They were all over the place. Curtis Rourke had no time to throw. Indiana had a great, methodical first possession, 70 yards for the score. But after that, they were limited to just 81 total yards after the fact and had minus 15 yards for the rest of the first half after that drive. Great recovery by Jim Knowles and his unit against yet another top 5 opponent.
And the top 5 win was a big one for the Buckeyes, but the talk almost immediately after the game shifted to their rivalry game this Saturday against Michigan. Ohio State will look for its first win against the Wolverines since 2019. If you don't think this game means a lot to Ryan Day, I'd point you to look right at his interview earlier this week when he said that losing to Michigan has been one of the worst things he's had to endure after his father's passing. The stakes for this game couldn't be higher, and it's really a must-win for the Buckeyes, Tyler. Many of these seniors on this team came back for another year to win this game, win a Big Ten title, and win a national championship. That 3-step goal starts this weekend, where the seniors get a chance to go out there, win, and earn a pair of gold pants. Emeka Egbuka is one of those players who has had this game circled on his calendar for quite a while now.
You got to go into the game not expecting anything out of it, but just playing hard and fast and everything for the love of your brother next to you.
It's clear Ohio State is the better team this year. Michigan stands at 6-5 coming in, but record really doesn't matter. It's the Wolverines' Super Bowl. They're going to do everything they can to win this game. To me, the biggest key here is winning the line of scrimmage. Tyler, in the past, the team that's able to run the ball better has won the game. The Buckeyes need to get ahead early and force Michigan quarterback Davis Warren to throw the ball downfield and play from behind. What are you looking for specifically this Saturday, Tyler?
I second that, Noah. When you think of this historic rivalry, one of the greatest rivalries in all of sports, it's trench warfare. 3 yards in a cloud of dust against that vaunted Michigan front four. It seems like the storyline time and time again. And yes, big plays have defined a little bit of this all-time series in the last 3 games in which Michigan has really won and really dominated. But nonetheless, can you win the line of scrimmage? That's going to be the biggest key. Michigan, yes, there are a lot of different faces, some new guys brought in on both sides of the ball, but on the interior, Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham, the 2 defensive tackles, are as good as they come. So can left guard Austin Sareveld, center Carson Hinsman, right guard Tegris Shabola keep them in check? That is going to be something that I am really looking forward to come Saturday.
It's the key. In Michigan's last 3 wins against Ohio State, each of them, Michigan won the rushing yards battle. And I think it's worth noting, too, that if Ohio State gets up big in the second half, the talk of the town is they're expected to keep their foot on the gas and run out the score to show that order has been restored. Now, the spread for this game sits at just over 3 touchdowns. Pretty remarkable to think about in a game of this magnitude. For our game picks, I honestly don't see a world in which Ohio State loses. Ryan Day's legacy is on the line. All of these seniors, Jack Sawyer, Emeka Egbuka, Cody Simon, Donovan Jackson, JT Tuimoloau, everyone's legacy is on the line, and I think the Buckeyes get a big-time win. My pick for this game is 34-13 Ohio State with the victory. The defense is one of the best in the country. The Buckeyes have weapons offensively all over the field. Will Howard just needs to play a mistake-free game and distribute, but I think Ohio State gets back into the win column against Michigan on Saturday. What say you, Tyler?
Partner, the last two times Michigan has been this big of an underdog against Ohio State, it has won. This is one of those rivalries, and we've said it time and time again. The records take a back seat. It is intense, it is ferocious, and it is high octane football at its finest. And Michigan, like you said, they're coming to play. Spoiler, this is what they have to play for. Both teams have everything on the line, just for different reasons. Ohio State has a Big Ten championship in the balance against Michigan. If they win, they're in, and they're playing for a potential bye in the college football playoff. For Michigan, with 5 losses to their name, this comes down to bragging rights and pride and a win streak against their bitter border rivals. So I think it's going to be close. First half is going to be as tight as they come, low scoring affair. The second half is where the offenses start to unravel. And the difference for Ohio State is they have a passing game. Michigan has not been dominant through the air. They've had multiple quarterbacks start this year. Davis Warren has started the last 4. Hasn't really proven much through the air, just threw over 200 yards in the win against Northwestern, in which they put up 50 points. And Ohio State has a great track record in the third quarter. I think they score 20 points at least in the third quarter, and they take this one 35-21.
I'm right there with you. Well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Buckeye Beat. Everyone, enjoy rivalry weekend. For Tyler Danburg, I'm Noah Weiskopf. We'll see you next week for either a Big Ten championship preview or, well, quite the different conversation. Enjoy the game, everyone.